How's it going, fellow traders? It's Magic Trader here, and this is the CFTC report for August 8, 2017. It was a busy weekend for me, so I didn't get a chance to post my report over the weekend, so I got it done today. And this is the snapshot of this week's data. And let's get into what the data is telling us. Okay, so let's first start by taking a look at gold. What do we see for gold? We see that institutions have been increasing longs. Now remember, this comes with this data here, this candle here, this red one right here. So price was reacting to this area of resistance. Longs were increasing and shorts were being closed off, and what do we end up getting? We get this push up higher into the tested area of weekly supply. Alright, so at this point I'm not going to be looking to take any longs. Longs is the way that I eventually want to go, but it's either going to be from price dropping down here or price breaking above this area. Once price breaks above this area, retraces where I'd like to get in. Alright, so if you take a look at the coloration of the cells are blue, which is telling me neutral, which is telling me don't do anything. But take a look, net positions are increasing, right? So looks like we're probably gonna get maybe a slight pullback to this bullish engulf, and then a deeper penetration of that weekly area of supply, which has been tested once, twice. This is the third time, so I mean, one more push-up can definitely break that area. But like I said, I'm not interested in taking longs until this area is knocked out, or we get a price down here to this zone. Okay, so let's go to the next one. We have the oil. Some longs were closed for profits as we reacted from this weekly area of supply. And so shorts also got closed off. Long exposure remains at a bullish 76%. Net position slightly drop due to the longs being closed off. So trend line hasn't broken yet, and I've already posted that I wouldn't be interested in taking longs until a couple things happen. That trend line gets taken out and this area of supply gets removed. Once that happens, then I'll definitely be interested in taking longs right up into this area here. But what could possibly happen is price drops down to this engulfing here, where about 58,000 positions were added long. So the fact that 58,000 positions were added long here, and the bias is clearly bullish, and the sales are telling us to go long, I'd like to get in long down this area here. So a drop down here like this. If I get a nice confirmation trade, boom, I'll take this to the upside. Or a break of the trend line and this zone here. Alright, so let's take a look at the US dollar. What's the US dollar been up to? So longs are remaining roughly the same. They've increased since 2 weeks ago. They've increased, and that's as we are testing a weekly demand zone for the second time. Shorts also increased, but again, this is back in the early tests of this area. Since then, we're seeing a move to the upside, so I believe one of two scenarios are going to play out. Now, we've been waiting for a pullback on this chart, and if you take a look at this overextension on the monthly, we could definitely get a move like this before a further drop comes. Or we can get a 50% retracement to the monthly 20 EMA and then a drop. 50% would be right about this area here. So I do believe we're going to get a push up. But what is going to tell us how far of a push up we are going to get is the data. Because if we just get a push up like this, then what I'd expect to see from the institutions is some shorts being closed off. A little bit of shorts being closed off at the initial stage. As price rallies, we should start to see some longs being added to. And if we start to see shorts being added up in this area here, then I'd expect for a drop to come from this area, this 50% retracement area. If we don't see them heavily being added to, and we see shorts begin to get closed off after reaction from this area here, like this, If shorts start to get closed off, we could see price go all the way up to this monthly area here. So once price gets here, that's going to be the key spot. I will be looking for long trades to ride all the way up here. And then when we get up here, I'll look at what the data is saying and see how they're hedging, what they're doing with their positions, how they're moving their positions around, and that will give me a better indication how much of a retrace we're going to see. All right, so with the Aussie, longs increasing from 85,000 to 92,000, but shorts are also increasing as well as we are up at these highs. So some hedging definitely going on. Total size is getting aggressive. Why is it getting aggressive? Because they're hedging. They're adding to both sides. So makes complete sense. A drop down here, 20 EMA, weekly demand. This is where 14,000 positions were added to their long. Most likely they want to fill in the rest of their positions. I'm looking to take shorts down to here if the right situations present themselves. And once price gets down here, if I continue to see longs being added to and then shorts being closed, I'll be looking to take long positions down here. I think this is very, very good probability price is going to rally right up from up here, which is also this area here on the monthly chart. Alright, so let's go to the next one. USCAD. This one's a really tricky one because we're testing a monthly demand zone for the second time. Here's that monthly demand zone. First test was back here. Here's the second one, a little bit deeper. But this monthly zone is nested within a 3-month demand zone that was responsible for removing a 6-month supply zone. So the value of that zone is extremely high, and so therefore we shouldn't expect this zone to break. Alright? Considering, let's see something here on the chart. Okay, so let's go to a 3-month chart. Alright, so what happened here? Let me explain something here. We have a 3-month supply zone removed by this area here. Let me check something to do. It meets the 2-to-1, which is good. Goes up and reacts to a monthly supply zone and then drops. Drops, tests once, tests twice. Technically we have a downtrend on the monthly. And so what I'm expecting is a move up like this. Boom. And some kind of a breakout like that. Eventually. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So, yeah, so that makes complete sense. Okay, okay, so longs are being closed off and shorts are being added as we got this green candle pushing up. So what's going to happen? Well, we're expecting the US dollar to rally up, right? We don't know how high up. If it rallies all the way up to that monthly area, right? Let's get back to Dixie. If it rallies up to this monthly area, then that's a good sign for this type of move all the way up here, right? But once it hits that monthly area, then we're expecting a bigger drop. So this can do this for quite some time until it eventually breaks up and gets the support of the US dollar. So I'm not going to be inclined to be taking longer term positions on this. If I see the right setup create itself for me to take longs to the upside here and the data starts to support that type of a move, then great. I would be looking to take longs, but right now I don't see any reason why I'd want to take longs when the bias is shorts, the sells are red, longs are cooled off. I don't even see any signs of hedging here, so it's not a good chart to go long with. Alright, US Swiss franc, what do we see here? We see longs increasing by 4K, 3K increase in the shorts. Pretty much the same thing. We got a really nice area of monthly demand that came short of hitting. A move up here to this monthly supply before another drop is what I'm expecting. So some consolidation and then a move up like this is what I'm expecting, but I don't see any proper setups for me to take advantage of on this chart, so therefore I'm not going to be trading it. Euro USD, like the US dollar, overextended. I know that about 15,000 positions were added here long. I'm expecting a drop down here like this. Possibly further down. I'll be basically waiting for the same signs that I'm waiting on the US dollar to see whether or not the push is going to be all the way down to monthly or only to weekly, consolidate, and then a push higher. So looking to take advantage of the move downwards by looking for short positions, waiting for the right setups to occur, and then I'll take advantage, and then I'll eventually build a long position once I see the data and the chart setups coinciding. Alright, so what do we have? The pounds. Longs remain aggressive but don't move. Shorts get closed off. That happens as we consolidate here at the highs. Monthly 20 EMA, monthly supply. Move downwards, maybe towards this area where 16,000 positions long were added from the institution, so that'd be in confluence with the trend line here. Bounce, set up, and then back up to the upside. Okay, we have the US dollar Japanese yen. This one's a tricky chart because it's very questionable whether this area took out this area, because is this area actually a zone? I mean, there's too much. The charts look like price wants to drop, but the data is showing that price is going to go upwards. So, you know, price can go up here, you know, consolidate and then drop. That can happen, or price can just consolidate right now and drop. I do think it's eventually going to drop, but what it's going to do between now and the time that it drops is hard to say, so I'm not going to take any positions until I see a clear indication of price moving down. Or let's say US dollar hits that weekly supply and we start to see that the institutions are adding heavily into their shorts and price is definitely going to drop. Then if the right situation presents itself for a short position on this pair, then I'll look to take shorts. Alright, last is the Kiwi, and longs remain aggressive, shorts remain cooled off, nothing really moves, 86% long exposure, and net positions dropped by about 1,000, so it's not a big move. We're sitting within a non-2-to-1 weekly demand zone, but again, just like the Canadian dollar, we're hitting a 3-month supply zone that removed the 6-month demand zone. So I think we're going to get some consolidation and then eventually a move to the downside. So I'm not taking any trades here because I just don't see anything that worth setting up. Alright, so again, this is my report. No real pieces of data that's coming out this week that's going to be of any importance. So just about watching the charts, seeing what they do, waiting for those high probability trade setups to happen, and that's it. So I hope you guys have a good week out there, and be patient with your trades, okay? Take care.